Today I'm going to cover what soft skills are, the difference between soft skills versus hard skills, and I'm going to cover the top 4 soft skills interview questions and answers so that you know how to approach these in your interview. I'm Anne-Marie Celeste, an interview coach and HR recruitment specialist with over 11 years hiring experience. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I cover tough interview questions and answers on this channel. If you haven't already, do like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so that you never miss a video. So first, what's the difference between soft skills and hard skills? Hard skills are the specific abilities and knowledge that you need to perform a certain job. They are tangible, measurable abilities that you acquired through education or training. They can be easily quantified and they're often listed on your CV or resume. So examples of hard skills include computer programming, electrical engineering, or writing. For example, if you were applying for a job as a web developer, your hard skills might include experience with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Soft skills, on the other hand, are general skills that can be applied to any job. So they're excellent transferable skills, which means that you can use them to explain how your skill sets transfer to another role you want to move into, particularly if you don't have experience or relevant hard skills due to being new in the industry or changing career paths. I cover transferable skills, interview questions and answers in this video if you want some solid example answers that can help you transition into a new career or just to get on the right career path. So I'll link that video in the description below this video. But soft skills can be seen as just as important when it comes to getting hired. In fact, many employers place a specific emphasis on finding candidates with strong soft skills. For example, a candidate with excellent communication skills is more likely to be successful in a customer-facing role than a candidate with no communication skills. So these are the intangible people skills that are more difficult to measure. They include qualities like communication, teamwork, problem solving, and leadership. So they're normally tied to your emotional intelligence. Soft skills are more nuanced and subjective than hard skills. So here are the top 4 soft skills interview questions and answers. I focused on soft skills here as it's more commonly where candidates struggle and where most candidates don't pass their interviews. I don't want that to be you, so here are the top 4. The first soft skill is problem solving. So question 1 is describe a time when you solved a problem. An example answer is, a few months ago I was working on a project with a team of colleagues from other departments. One of the team members was consistently coming to meetings late, not completing her assigned tasks, and generally disrupting the workflow. I spoke to her privately to try to resolve the issue, but she became defensive and refused to listen. At that point, I went to my supervisor for advice and explained the situation. They suggested new discussion points I could bring up to approach the conversation from a new angle. I invited the team member to a coffee chat in more casual setting, and I had a discussion about the importance of timely communication and collaboration and its effects on the project. As a result of that conversation, she began to change her behavior and started contributing more effectively to the project, and the project was completed on time. Now, the strongest parts of this answer are here. So here you've demonstrated that your first go-to approach was communication. You spoke to her privately to try and resolve the issue. In your own answer, communication has got to underpin your approach, particularly if your example involves a problem with another person as opposed to a paperwork or technical related problem. Open communication is critical to demonstrate in these types of answers. And when you do this, you're demonstrating 2 soft skills. One is problem solving and the other is strong communication. So then here we go on to explain that you sought out advice, which is trying to approach the situation from different angles. You sought out advice from someone more experienced and tried what they suggested. I love this part here where you decided that a casual setting would be more calming for the situation, and the result was that her approach, attitude and quality of work improved and the project was completed on time. If you're getting value from this so far, then do like, subscribe and leave a comment below asking me any questions that you have. It's a huge help for this channel. And there are other ways that you can support this channel in the description box below this video. Now, many of you may have spotted that in this answer, I've used the STAR method or STAR interview method, also known as the STAR technique. This is a structured framework that you can use to make sure your answer hits all the points the interviewer is looking for. It's an easy way to make sure your answer is comprehensive, and as you can see here, it stands for situation, task, action, result. I dedicated this video to covering the STAR method with 4 really strong example answers, and I recommend you use that method. So do take a look before your interview to get some good practice in. Now look out for the STAR method in the next set of answers. The next soft skill is teamwork. Question 2 is, can you give me an example of when you demonstrated teamwork? An example answer is, in my current role, we're regularly given specific targets to increase sales. One example of a time when I demonstrated teamwork at work was when our team was tasked with increasing sales by 10%. I suggested we brainstorm ideas, and I made sure that I listened to ideas from each team member. Ultimately, we came up with a plan to target new customers. We worked together, making calls and setting up appointments. I suggested we split up the list of customers and had follow-up calls and sent thank you notes. As a result of our efforts, we surpassed our goal, increasing sales by 15%. It was a true team effort, and I'm proud of the role I played in our success. So you likely spotted how this answer fit into the situation, task, action, result in the STAR method. So there are 2 strong points in this answer that I recommend you use in your own interview. So here it says, I suggested we brainstorm, I listened to ideas, we came up with a plan, we worked together, I suggested we split the list. All of these areas show how you encouraged the team to work together, but also included your own ideas and your own contribution. So you're not solely leaning on the team. In your own answer, if you're demonstrating the soft skill of teamwork, this is critical. You've got to show you worked in a team, but don't just show that you did work as part of a group as instructed. Show that you contributed as well, and that will boost your answer. If you struggle with tough interview questions and answers, you can grab a copy of this free guide. This guide is packed with example answers and interview tips for your job interview to boost your interview skills, including answers to difficult questions like, why should we give you the job? What's your greatest weakness? And how do you handle pressure at work? I've also included an important bonus question and what you should be asking your interviewer at the end of your interview. It's free, and you can get yours by clicking the link in the description below this video. The next soft skill is time management. Question 3 is, can you give me an example of when you had to manage your time due to conflicting priorities? An example answer is, I have a lot of experience with a busy workload, so I definitely understand the importance of time management. In my current role a few months ago, I needed to complete a presentation for a team meeting, but I also needed to train a new employee alongside my normal daily tasks. Before I started anything, I decided to map out my week and plan a training schedule for the new employee. I built in gaps of time around my daily duties so I could get them completed. In order to complete the presentation, I assigned some basic tasks to colleagues who had volunteered to help for that week so that I could use that time to work on my presentation. As a result, I was able to complete the presentation and training, and my daily tasks were also completed with the help of my team. So in this answer, you started off by explaining that you understand the importance of time management, but then you back up your claim with a solid example. So when your interviewer is asking you a situational interview question, the STAR method is critical because it automatically helps you to include a situation. So here, with time management, you're showing that you don't just jump in, you plan, estimate, and map out your time to make sure you allow for time for everything to be completed. With time management, it's really important that you show some kind of plan or considered approach, like a to-do list, prioritization, time limits. Even taking breaks can be part of managing time, because when you're rested and your mind is fresh, you're more efficient, and it results in better quality work if it's intentional and planned. So I cover interview questions and answers relating to conflicting priorities in this video, so I'll also link that below in case you want to check that out. So the next soft skill is leadership. Question 4 is, can you give me an example of a time when you had to use leadership skills in order to achieve success? An example answer is, recently our team was tasked with developing a new product line. The project was complex and required a lot of coordination between different departments. As the project manager, I knew that it was essential to maintain a clear vision and sense of direction. To that end, I took the following 3 actions. First, I met with each department head to discuss their roles in the project. This helped to ensure that everyone was on the same page and understood their deadlines. Second, I created a detailed schedule that broke the project down into small, manageable tasks. This allowed us to track our progress and make adjustments as needed. Finally, I held regular team meetings to provide updates and answer any questions. Ultimately, the project ran smoothly and was completed on time. Our team received accolades from upper management and our product line was successfully launched. I believe this success would not have been possible without strong leadership. All right, so although I've given a role relating to management to demonstrate leadership here, I should add that you don't have to be in management to demonstrate leadership skills. Things like being decisive, being a positive role model, and a willingness to embrace new ideas all demonstrate leadership skills as well. And demonstrating these skills often position you for leadership if that's where you want to go in your career. So with this answer, as well as a strong STAR method example, the strongest points are here. Clear vision and sense of direction. This is critical to show in your own answer. If you're leading in any sense of the word, you would need to be clear about where you're going and what you want. What I love here about this style of answer is it actually lists your first, second, and final action, so it's clear exactly what you did. In your own answer, clear points that show what your actions were are really important, particularly because you would be demonstrating leadership here. If you haven't already, do like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.